Hey folks, time to celebrate. This is the last video for the semester. So give yourself a pat on the back for making it through this far. This particular video is going to be on systems of inequalities. We've already talked about systems of equations. So let's talk about graphing an inequality. If you're going to graph an inequality, you have to ask yourself two questions. The first question that you have to ask yourself is, do I graph solid or do I graph dashed? Now, how do you know that? You're going to graph solid if you have an equal sign. So if it's a greater than equal to or less than equal to, you will graph solid. But if you don't have an equal sign, you're going to graph your figure dashed. The second question that you're always going to ask yourself, where is the shaded region? And so there's two options that you can use to find your shading. One is if y is already alone. I know that the notes there say that you can solve for y, and you can. But really, I'm going to go with if y is already alone. I'm not going to take the extra work to get y alone. If y is already alone, just simply decide whether your shading is going to be above or below your figure. But if y is not alone, use a test point to plug in to see if it provides a true or false statement. My favorite test point to plug in is 0, 0 because it's so easy to plug in zeros, but it's not always an option. So if 0, 0 is not an option, then I would use either the coordinate 1, 0 or 0, 1. In class, we'll talk about what makes a coordinate not available to be able to use it as a test point. And we'll talk about as well if y is alone, and we'll talk about if y is not alone. How do we determine where the shading is?